fun with that.
Gonna learn today.
That's cool.
Shenanigans.
Side note.
Riveting.
Do your thing.
Not all the time.
Another one.
I'm telling you too. Hey. Big. Not happening.
The dick.
Somebody lied to you.
I appreciate you.
Real.
But I understand.
Well, here I go. You can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at. Not really.
Possibly.
So what? And retarded.
Started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, I think, when I was 15. I don't remember specifically when, I don't know. But I remember seeing it on TV. That's how most of us started. And I thought it was cool, but also I thought it was more cool because, again, like I said, I was using it as a distraction. And so pretty much anything that could take my mind off of what I felt that was like so, I guess, so heavy. I pretty much gravitated towards that. But I started playing with my brother, and then there was another person involved. For like the early months or whatever, we didn't go to any local places or anything. We just played amongst ourselves. I think we got, I'm forgetting the starter decks we got. Either it was Yugioh or was it 2 of each or 1 of each, I don't fucking remember. You know, in that brief period of not knowing the game or knowing the rules, because in the show, it showed you something completely different than how the actual game plays. So like for like a little bit, we were playing it like the show, but then the rule book, and it's like, this isn't how the show plays. Summoning blue eyes, no tributes. I felt pretty dumb after, like, oh, there's rules to this. Got a tribute 2 monsters, ain't this a bitch. Even with that, I played it, and I enjoyed it to a degree, but mostly, I just want to emphasize the fact that it was mostly distraction. The distraction I'm speaking of, that I've been alluding to, is liking girls, being shy about expressing my feelings to them, not knowing how to take their kindness. I guess this is a brief story. I guess I can mention this brief story. All right. When I was 13, I liked this girl. Not gonna say names, we don't need to do all that. But I liked this girl. I handled things pretty strange. Instead of asking her for her number, which we got along enough in class or whatever, so I feel like, it could have been something, just talking, whatever. End up going in the phone book, looking for her number in the phone book. Do I still remember the number? Not important. But I looked in this phone book, and I was really, really adamant about, I'm getting this girl's number. I'm getting this girl's number. I don't even know how long it took. I don't know how long it took for me to find that, but I found it, then I called her, and mind you, before I called her, I'm anxious. I was anxious as a motherfucker. So anxious. But eventually I do it. I don't know if she answered or her mother answered, regardless of such. When she comes to the phone, I was like, hey, it's Andrew from, I guess we had, was it algebra together or something? Why are you calling me is what she said. You know how bad I felt? But of course, in retrospect, it makes sense why she would say that. We were never on those terms where it was okay to do that. Being in 8th grade, I wasn't, I guess, so bold and so willing to be open about my feelings and stuff as I am now. So there was one fucking opportunity, where her best friend asked me straight up in front of her, do you like her? That was the opportunity for me to say yes. But my quote-unquote 2 friends, they not my friends. But you know how it is when we young and we stupid and we think everybody that we get along with is our friends, they just associates. But back then I thought they were my friends, and I'm thinking, nah, I'm not gonna say that I like her, even though I really do, right? I regretted that for like 2 years and some change. Those same quote-unquote friends, we lost contact. We were only friends in school. We didn't talk on the phone. We didn't hang out, do none of that shit. Yeah, I regretted that. That's part of the pain. That's part of what I was trying to distract myself from. The idea YouTubing came along. It came along around late 2007, 2008. Because if you see my channel started, it was like October 20th, or it's something around those, something along those lines. So in February 2007, I got out of a Job Corps. And this is like the first time that I actually I actively went looking for a job. Ended up getting a job at Five Guys. I want to say some bullshit happened. I'm gonna just say this though. So I didn't even last a week. I was doing training, but it was like the second day of training. Now the manager's saying, I'm doing good, whatever. Doing good or whatever. But there was like a misunderstanding between me and one of the other workers. Now, I don't know if he was racist or just whatever, but he came off a particular way, and I tried not to be like, because I wasn't so in control of like my emotions and stuff. And so I was trying not to react in a particular way, but I definitely felt disrespected by this man. But again, I'm at work. I'm in training. I ain't even start yet, so I'm trying to be cool. I get a call. And anybody that's worked a normal job, you know what that call is. Rather than just being straight up and saying, you fired, motherfucker, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to let you go. Couldn't give me a reason for it, but I feel like that little altercation or whatever that was with me and that other person had something to do with it. And he might have said something or some shit. Yeah, I bring up that story because, you know, yeah, I was relying on that job, you know, and because of that, I pretty much just like, I got really discouraged. So I don't know how, like, so if y'all have ever gone to Job Corps, because this was years ago, right? So I don't know if it's the case now. I don't even know if it's around. I don't really give a fuck. But the way that it was then is that upon completion, you got $1,200. So I got my first half when I left, and then I was waiting for my other 6. And so pretty much I'm spending, like I'm trying to, you know, stretch this money till, when did I get it? I got it like maybe July or August or something. Like I'm trying to stretch this money till I get this 600 or whatever. Mind you, I had this agreement with my father where, you know, if you move back here, you're gonna find a job and such and stuff. I was cool with that. Eventually, you know, he started asking for money, which is reasonable. He started asking for it because that was part of the agreement. I didn't give him shit. I should have, because that's what we agreed to. But when I got my other half, I ended up buying an iPod. I also used a bit of that money to start playing Yugioh again. Yeah, because real life, it's a motherfucker. So I'm going back to what I used before I went to Job Corps, used as a distraction again. All right, so I'm going back doing Yugioh and shit. And the prospect of doing YouTube, period, that didn't come till like a year later. And I don't know how I figured it out. I don't know where I read it from, but I heard that you can make money by doing the YouTube thing. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know how long I'd have to go. I ain't know shit. But I was like, I don't want to work for somebody else. I want to do this or do something on my own. Again, I had no idea what that meant. But yeah, so in October 2008, started my channel. My first years of YouTube sucked. One, because I didn't know anything. I went in face first. That was stupid on my part. I should have had a backup plan. I didn't have one. Second of all, it was hard for me, at least, because I'm not really a social person, can't you tell? I'm not really a social person. So for me to try to get others to be in videos that I'm recording, or them consent to being recorded, that dumb shit, it was a pain. In the beginning, I was recording other people. That was the basis of the channel. I was recording other people. I didn't really put too much thought into it. I just put shit up. That went on for maybe, that was like the remainder of 2008 till about, I think, summer 2009, or maybe spring or summer or whatever. I guess the turnaround, or me strictly being on camera, was, I guess, Phantom Darkness or something, and Dark Greffer, you know who Dark Greffer is. And I was saying stuff because I think I was outside the library, whatever. You know, people that watched me a long time ago, they know what I'm talking about. I was outside the library or somewhere, and I was saying stuff about Dark Greffer. Don't remember what I was saying, but me being on camera, me saying what I'm saying, and I guess my supposed personality, whatever, people tend to like that. And so I pretty much just said, fuck other people, I'm recording myself. Despite the fact that I was still shy, I'm still shy to a degree, but I've done this enough to I guess you can say I'm more out my shell. I became partner, I think like a year later. And I remember it pretty clear because, you know, I became partner. You know when netbooks were like in? I had one of those. I was on the bus on my way home. Go in netbook, check email. Now mind you, before I had applied, I applied, I guess some weeks before it got declined. All right, whatever. I forgot the criteria. I don't care. I don't care now, but anyway, I forgot the criteria, but I had applied sometime before it got declined. I applied again after a little bit, got that email, because I was expecting to get declined again. Nope, didn't. Saw the email, you have been approved. I cried on the bus. Cried on the bus. I almost broke my netbook by the tears falling down on the keyboard. Yeah, it was a pivotal moment. Cards are the thing that matter. Sure, I've done enough opinions or whatever, and that's not to say that I won't do them again, but I do them rarely. I was doing this anyway. You know, even before doing the YouTube thing, I would look at cards and stuff and do all that. Obviously, I do a little bit different. It takes some effort to get it all together and all that shit. But I guess with card reviews, I have more freedom. There's a minimizing of stepping on people's toes, because I'm talking about cards. I mean, if you don't like my opinion, then I'm just talking about cards. I'm not, you know, talking about you personally like I know you. And also there's, you know, I follow a particular formula, so that also helps. But generally, I think the cards are the thing that matters. If the cards weren't here, this game wouldn't exist. The process of me making the videos I make and y'all seem to enjoy, it's a bit tedious. First of all, I don't like dragging my feet and procrastinating on it. When I wake up in the morning, I do the video. Like everything, so like I wake up because I have like insomnia. It might just be insomnia or I don't need to sleep too long. Whatever the case is, I'm up pretty early. So when I get up, out the bed, because I may still be awake, but I'm not out the bed. When I get out the bed, I start. And I start that by, I guess, looking at the cards, writing a script. And I write a script, just to be clear, I write a script because it keeps my thoughts focused. If you've ever conversed with me in real life, I can deviate. From the topic. Even though there's a reason for it, then I'll go back to it and be like, yeah, see, that was the reason. I can make connections like that. But if I just keep deviating from the topic, my videos won't be as short. And I like to just stay on course with the videos. So that's why I write a script. And in writing the script, I do try to make sure that I'm right about the cards. I don't want to be wrong. I just want to, I want to make sure that it's accurate and everything, the card effects, I'm speaking of them in the right way. I do mess up, but I don't do it too much. At least I try not to. And so there's the script. And after that's done, that may take maybe an hour. Sometimes it takes a little longer depending, because archetypes get leaked and then it's like 9+ cards and I'm just like, what the fuck? Regardless, I do it anyway. I mainly do it for y'all and the money. So after that, I record. And in my head, when I'm recording and I'm looking at the script. I look at the camera, but I'm looking at the script. I'm not trying to be professional. You can tell I'm looking at the script. Like if I look away, I'm looking at the script. But there are certain ways that I say stuff. There's certain ways I say certain things, I would assume some of you watch my videos, so you know what I'm talking about. So I have that in my mind when I'm saying stuff. And if I don't say it the way that I want to say it, then I have to go back and do it again. There could be a random sound that gets in the way, then I have to, fuck, I got to do it again. And then there's, the most tedious thing is the recording. But eventually, when I finish that shit, then there's the editing part. When I can cut all that shit y'all don't hear and don't see. I can cut all that shit, and then that's probably, if anything, that's the enjoyable part, where I can make this huge raw file and condense it. I never intend for my videos to be so short, but it just happens to work that way. I never intend for them to be that short. So some of the scripts be pretty long, and I'd be like, damn, it's only like 2 minutes or something. But I feel like in that brief period of time, you get enough of it. I'm not trying to be so educational and tell you every little thing about it. I don't care about that. That's not my job. Go somewhere else. But that's my personality though. Like the way that I create my videos is the way that I would want to create. I create them the way I want to create them for others. You can always go to the cards and look at the card, like the card effects verbatim. You can do that if you want to. And I leave the link in the description if you really care about what I'm saying, that's fine. But I feel like I give you enough in a short period of time. But yeah, that shit's tedious as fuck. But again, I don't really complain because I enjoy doing it. I'm in a privileged position to be able to do the videos I do given the micro niche that I cater to and still be able to make some sort of living. I may get to a point where I can afford a car and do all that, but I'm not forcing that. I'd rather have money to live, to eat fucking food. I'd rather do that than have a vehicle and be broke as fuck. I'm in a privileged position and I'm perfectly aware of that. So I try not to complain and try to act like I'm entitled to shit, because at the end of the day, I don't have to pay to use YouTube. It's a free service. I don't know if people really notice, but nowadays I try to be more sincere and honest about stuff. Not to say that I wasn't before, but I'm being more open. So when I say if you would like to and then be help me, I could say it myself. I could, because I do enough of those. I do enough random sayings in the way I say them or whatever, but it's a way to just be more sincere about it. Because I don't want a person to feel like they have to. Like, I appreciate every motherfucker that contributes. I may not be so vocal about it. I'm not a real social person. Even 34, I'm not social, and don't expect me to be so social. But I appreciate everybody.
And that's all I got to say about that.